It all tastes like chicken.
Well, hey you, how you doing? Merry Christmas. Can you believe it's Christmas already? This whole year just flew by. You know, this channel's taking off. We're doing it together, but I got the 3 videos working. That's gonna be coming out probably at the first of the year because of the holidays. But one thing that I wanna do is give you a present. And what I'm gonna do is tell you about my newest project. Well, it's not new. It's a project. I've been building this thing forever, since like 2009 is when I got it. And then at that point, Finnegan was actually working for Sport Truck and he was coming cross country. So I needed to come up with an idea, something that I can build to go to this show. It's called the Relaxed Atmosphere Show, the All-Star Show, which was like the pinnacle show back in the day. So I decided to throw my 67 Ford Econoline in the shop. And I body dropped it at that point. And I had these soul conversations with it, like, if you run, we're gonna do this or this. But that was 2009. And it was a project. Now, you know projects, we all have done it. You got one sitting there right now. Don't even shake your head and say, no, Cotton, I know. We all have them. You sit there and look at it and go, it's gonna start here, but 4 years later, you're now here. It becomes a shelf. So coming into this next year, I want to finish projects. And I'm gonna start with the Econoline. Now, we did pull the engine out of the 1960 Biscayne. And we did a video on it. And it's gonna come out and you're gonna see what's wrong with it. I like how we're doing this, but I wanna keep going and keep making content because that's what you wanna see. I just don't know how to do it. I ain't got no edit. This is straight from the cuff what we're talking about here. This Ford Econoline is a van. They make them in trucks and vans, but I've always liked it. And one thing that I've always looked at it was I like building vehicles for myself that look like toys. I want it to look like the Hot Wheels van. If you remember that, that's a Volkswagen van with a Pro Mod wing. Well, that's kind of what the goal is on this whole deal. The 67 Econoline that I have, I found it next to a guy's barn, paid $400 or $500 for it, took it home, loved on it, put it in the shed. So I ain't got no time to work on it, and I really didn't know anything about those things. Fast forward to when Finnegan's gonna go over to All-Star Show, I pulled it in, 6-inch body dropped, put 18 and 20-inch wheels on it, looked great, lettered it, took it to the show, came back, realized that with a straight axle front end, I don't have a clue on how to fix that front end because it had too much bump steer as low as it went with the leaf springs on it. So then I started thinking like, well, if I did like a 4-wheel drive chassis, those guys use a longer rod that goes front and back on steering, and I could do that. Well, it started spiraling. You know that word. Every project that we have spirals. You have an idea what you want to do to it, and you don't. Because something gets over here and goes, oh, you change your mind. Or your buddy says, it'd look better if you did this. I'm done. I'm done going down those paths. I just want to finish my stuff. This 67 Ford Econoline has been with me for a long time. And since it's been with me for a long time, we are going to finish it. Yes, it's hammered. Yes, it looks great, but it took so much to do it. The suspension alone in this thing is through the roof. I started becoming more aware on suspensions. I become more of not scared with suspensions. It's just metal. If it messes up, yeah, it's a bad problem, but I can always fix it. So I learned a lot doing this vehicle. A year and a half ago, I was trying to get ready for Cruise on the Coast. And some things happened, so it wasn't done. But I ended up taking this van, gutting the front end, gutting the back end. I put a quick performance 9-inch rear in the back. Finnegan's old 1512s that he had on Blasphemy are on the back of here with Mickey Thompson 2812s on the back. It doesn't need a huge tire to look mini tub to Pro Street in this thing. This thing's only freaking wheelbase is so small it's sick. The front of it, I wanted independent. So I started cross-referencing different widths. Well, I found it. C4 1984 Corvette front suspension underneath the front of this. It has Hydra-Shocks front and rear, which that is an adjustable setup Basically, think of this: hydraulics, coilover, combine them back together, boom, you got a hydroshock. So now this thing can ride the same driving down the road at 2 inches off the ground or 6 inches off the ground. It has power steering on it. It has A-arms in the front. The engine, I don't want to hear what you guys got to say, because don't be mad. It's got an LS in it. And the reason being is I had an LS. As I sat there and was building stuff, I don't have the money to go buy a Coyote. I had an LS, so we built it like an LS6. That should be killer in this. 400 horse to the tire will be pretty gnarly on this van. 400 turbo in it, 3.0 gear. This should be all highway. That's all I want to do is drive this thing around. It's going to have a Pro Mod wing hanging off the top of this. Why? Because it's going to have 200 watts of solar. I want to actually have a van that I can go park anywhere I want, have electricity in it, and not have to worry about it and let the sun do its job. Let it go on there and make me some power. I'm going to have electric AC in this. Anything that's going to be comfortable. Refrigerator's going to be in it. We're going to have fun, because eventually down the road, we'll go camping. We will go camping in it. So I'm going to show you some stuff on this. I'm going to show you the front suspension. I'm going to show you what I've done, and then you kind of get it. But I know that a lot of you have been sitting there saying, Cotton, please tell us what is up with this van. You're getting to see it. This is your Christmas present. So as you look in here, the problem with these is basically this front suspension was an I-beam that went across. Now I have it set up with, yep, that's a C4 front suspension. With the C4 front suspension on here, I have disc brakes, I got good brakes, bigger brakes, aluminum A-arms, and the Hydroshock suspension on it. There is the LS1 that reminds you of an LS6. It'll make good power. My shifters is from Kilduff. I love the old, what is it? They're called lightning rods. They mimic a Lenko. They mimic a Hurst Olds had these things. And I've been looking for it, so I found a Kilduff aluminum column that ties into a box that's down there that I will show you when we get in depth about it. These seats are going in it, and a buddy of mine, he actually did these for me. Now, I do love TMI. They're probably some of the best seats that I've ever had, but my buddy Mike Simpson actually did this. This baby, the rear seats alone are transit third row seats. These will fold totally flat in. There's your LS6. I'm going to put Ace's EFI on here. It's a really simple setup. It will run. It's going to make it to the 400 turbo, to the back of this baby, to make me do major burnouts. The rear end on this thing is a quick performance 9-inch. Now you see me always talking about these guys. It's because I can't break them. I love them. It's a smaller company that is always taking care of us. And I believe in companies, if they're taking care of you, you take care of them. They're family. And that's what it ended up being. Is it's got a 9-inch Ford rear end in it, 3.0 gear, 31 spline axle, disc brakes. So now I have disc brakes all the way around. This should stop on a dime. It should actually perform. If I wanted to put a different wheel and tire combo on it with the Hydroshocks, I can technically go road race this thing. Will I? I don't know. You'll find out whether I will. So we're going to take one more look at this, and then you will understand what my 67 Ford Econoline is. It goes up. It goes up. Don't worry. This is just sitting down like this, but there it is, folks. There it is. And on that note, see my Christmas sweatshirt. This is the best part about Christmas to me. I get people that take care of me, and Chris and Leah have done an awesome deal on this sweatshirt. Yes, it's Christmas. It's the time I get to wear it. People are so nice during Christmas. Everybody loves each other during Christmas. And you know, that's what we should always be, to be honest. But I'm thankful for everything that's happening. And I say it in every video because truthfully I am. I feel that you guys are enjoying this, I hope. I'm going to go ahead and drink me the rest of my Mountain Dew Kickstart, and I'm going to do some work on the van. So again, click like, subscribe. I don't know what that means. Clickety clack, all that stuff. But truthfully, Merry Christmas. Get out there and enjoy your life. Get out there and spend it with the people. Remember what the season's about. And I'll catch you soon.